Picture this: a vast, icy landscape where herds of woolly mammoths roam freely, their massive tusks glinting in the Arctic sun. Nearby, a flock of passenger pigeons once wiped out by human hunting soars through the sky in numbers so large they darken the clouds. It sounds like a scene from a prehistoric documentary, but what if I told you scientists are actively working to make this a reality? The idea of bringing extinct animals back to life, once confined to science fiction, is now a serious scientific endeavor. This mind-bending field, known as de-extinction, combines cutting-edge genetics, cloning, and even selective breeding to reverse some of humanity's most tragic ecological mistakes. But how exactly does it work? And more importantly, should we even be doing it? The journey to revive lost species begins with understanding why they disappear in the first place. Take the dodo, for example, a flightless bird that lived peacefully on the island of Mauritius until humans arrived in the 17th century. Within decades, hunting and invasive species drove it to extinction. Then there's the thylacine, or Tasmanian tiger, a wolf-like marsupial hunted to extinction in the early 1900s due to fear and misunderstanding. And who could forget the passenger pigeon, which once filled North American skies in flocks of billions before being wiped out by relentless hunting and habitat loss? These stories aren't just tragedies, they're warnings. But now, science is offering a second chance. One of the most promising methods for bringing back extinct animals is cloning. You might remember Dolly the sheep, the first mammal ever cloned from an adult cell back in 1996. The same basic idea applies to extinct species if scientists can recover enough intact DNA. In 2003, researchers made history by cloning a Pyrenean ibex, a type of wild goat that had gone extinct just 3 years earlier. Using frozen tissue samples, they created a clone that was born alive, but tragically, it only survived for a few minutes due to lung defects. Still, that brief moment proved something extraordinary. Extinction might not have to be forever. But here's the problem: most extinct animals don't have perfectly preserved cells waiting in a freezer. That's where gene editing comes in. CRISPR, a revolutionary genetic tool, allows scientists to precisely cut and paste DNA like a molecular word processor. Researchers are using this technology to tweak the genes of living relatives, effectively rebuilding extinct species piece by piece. The woolly mammoth is the most famous example. Scientists aren't trying to create an exact replica of the ancient beast. Instead, they're modifying Asian elephant DNA to include mammoth traits like shaggy fur, extra fat, and cold-resistant blood. The result? A hybrid creature that could theoretically survive in the Arctic, can even help restore the ecosystem by preventing permafrost melt. Then there's selective backbreeding, a slower but equally fascinating approach. Instead of relying on high-tech labs, this method works by carefully breeding modern animals that still carry ancient traits. In Europe, scientists are attempting to recreate the aurochs, a massive, wild ancestor of today's cattle that went extinct in the 1600s. By selectively breeding hardy cattle with primitive features, like long horns and a muscular build, they hope to produce an animal that looks and behaves like its extinct predecessor. It's not a perfect copy, but it's close enough to potentially fill the same ecological role. Of course, not every extinct animal is a candidate for de-extinction. Dinosaurs, for example, are still off the table. Their DNA is simply too old and degraded. But for species that vanished more recently, especially within the last few thousand years, the science is becoming increasingly possible. The Tasmanian tiger is a prime candidate. Several well-preserved specimens exist in museums, and in 2022, scientists at the University of Melbourne successfully sequenced its entire genome. Now, researchers are working to edit the DNA of its closest living relative, the fat-tailed dunnart, a tiny marsupial, to bring back key traits of the thylacine. But de-extinction isn't just about the science, it's also about ethics. Critics argue that the millions of dollars spent on resurrecting extinct creatures could be better used protecting endangered species that are still hanging on. After all, why bring back the mammoth if elephants are still at risk of disappearing? Others worrying that revived animals might struggle in a world that's drastically different from the one they once knew. Would a woolly mammoth survive in today's warmer Arctic? And what if these creatures disrupt modern ecosystems in unpredictable ways? Supporters, however, see de-extinction as a way to right past wrongs. Some revived species could actually help restore damaged environments. Woolly mammoths, for example, might prevent permafrost from melting by trampling snow and promoting grass growth, which in turn could slow climate change. The return of the passenger pigeon could help regenerate North American forests by spreading seeds and pruning trees. And beyond ecological benefits, there's something undeniably powerful about the idea of undoing human-caused extinctions, of giving these animals a second chance. Right now, the most ambitious de-extinction project is being led by Colossal Biosciences, a company co-founded by Harvard geneticist George Church. Their goal: to bring back the woolly mammoth within the next decade. They're not alone. Other teams are working on reviving the dodo, the Tasmanian tiger, and even the Carolina parakeet, a colorful bird that once filled American skies before being hunted to extinction. So, are we on the verge of a real-life Jurassic Park? Not exactly. Resurrecting dinosaurs remains impossible with current technology, but for more recently extinct animals, the line between fantasy and reality is blurring faster than ever. Whether you think de-extinction is a scientific miracle or a dangerous gamble, one thing is certain: we're entering an era where humanity's power over nature is greater than ever before. The question is, how will we use it? What do you think? Should we bring back extinct species or focus on protecting the ones we still have? Let us know in the comments, and if you found this video as mind-blowing as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible science content.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this video and appreciate the effort behind it, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Oh, and one more thing, share this video with your friends. Spread the love and support. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Let me know if you want any tweaks.